Big Tractor Power fans, I'm at the 2021 Farm Progress Show. I'm here with Adam Sills from AGCO. He's a Massey Ferguson tractor marketing specialist, and we're going to talk about the new 8S series. This is a really impressive tractor, a lot of technology, and it has a kind of a cool factor too. It looks a lot like the 2800 series Masseys from the late 70s and early 80s with its silver styling with the red.
Yeah, so the Massey Ferguson 8S series tractors is the biggest, most ambitious design Massey Ferguson has done with high horsepower tractors here in recent history. We've taken a lot of proven, trusted powertrain features like our AGCO power engines, our transmission, our AGCO transmissions, and we kind of started at that as a base and built up from there. We interviewed a lot of farmers. A lot of the improvements we made to this tractor were based off of interviews and meetings with farmers. We tried to put them first in the redesign of this tractor, and once you get in this tractor, you're definitely going to be able to tell that that's exactly what we achieved.
And what type of horsepower range is this tractor in?
The 8S comes and starts at 205 and goes to 265. There'll be some new releases for higher horsepower models here to come, but right now 205 to 265 max engine horsepower.
So this is a kind of the in between the high horsepower row crop and just a general utility. This can do both. Yeah,
so you'll see guys using this for a lot of front mounted triple mowers, doing some stuff with hay. You can run a square baler with this. You'll see it doing anything. You know, some guys will use it, maybe run a mixer wagon or something like that. 12 row planters, some small tillage work. Really kind of a versatile tractor on the farm.
Well, why don't we take a look at the cab here?
Yeah, let's get up in there.
I really like this new bold silver
so we call
styling
that the
here.
saber styling. You're going to recognize that from some of the Massey Ferguson 100 series, and then like you said, we get back into the rear end here with the squared off fenders and the gray cab structure. Some of our Massey Ferguson tractors of the past.
It looks like the cab's a lot more roomy than the classics, and probably a lot of creature comforts in there.
The cab is actually is humongous. It's 121 square feet of space and 71 square feet of cab glass. It is huge. Part of that is, again, we've interviewed customers. They want space in the cab to move around, look around. The visibility in this tractor is second to none, and it's a very, very, very comfortable cab.
Well, why don't we take a look inside, and
yeah,
we see it's the tractor of the year for 2021. Oh, definitely a nice spacious door, and I'll let you kind of show us the controls there. So definitely a wide entrance, and we've got the buddy seat here and lots of room for the operator. We're going to take the tractor for a drive, and we can see the steering wheel gets right out of the way, easy access in and out of the cab, but it also tilts down, which is nice.
So something I'll show you before we take off here is, so this is a power shift transmission, but we have a dual clutch technology here. So you can, right now we do have it in traditional power shift mode, and you can see here, you can tell that by gears. So these just show your start off gear in forward and start off gear in reverse. When we switch to auto mode, which we're going to test drive it like that, you'll see we switch over to miles per hour. And that's because in auto mode, we're not so concerned about what gear we're in, we're more focused on the speed. And so it's going to automatically shift to go that speed and to control the engine RPM to maintain that speed. Well,
that's helpful when you're pulling a Massey Ferguson corn planter at 10 miles per hour, then you know exactly where you're at.
So we've got everybody that's a Massey Ferguson fan loves this shuttle shifter here, and we've got this in this tractor.
So we're in the 8S.265, very smooth takeoff. I really like all the screens. It's very visible, easy to see. Especially this up here. There's a lot of good visibility.
Pile of dirt here.
So is this a power shift only tractor, or can you get CVT from AGCO in it as well?
So we do have our AGCO famous CVT, Dyna VT you can get in this tractor. But that's the upgraded transmission. Standard is the Dyna E-Power, which is the dual clutch power shift transmission, and then the Dyna VT CVT transmission.
Oh, we've got good visibility out here on the 3-point hitch. You can see there are mirrors here for the operator to be able to see in 2 stages. You can see the tires on the lower part, and then if we had an implement behind the tractor, you could see that.
Yeah, I mean we're two broad-shouldered big guys in here, and I mean, do you feel cramped?
Not at all.
I don't feel like you're in my seat, and I don't feel like I mean you're in my seat, so it's a very, very, very roomy cab.
You can see it's got nice tight steering.
So we can walk around when we get back, but so one of the main, again, I talked about how the designers were really focused on the farmers and their comfort and just not reducing fatigue when they're in here all day. And that's one of the things that when we interviewed the farmers, they really, really wanted something they could be comfortable in. And you know, instead of just tackling it with cab suspension and just, you know, niceties, nice trim and this and that in the cab, you know, the design engineers came up with this cool concept that we've coined Protect You, and that's that big gap that you see in between the cab and the engine. And basically what that's doing is we've found, and the engine is what puts a lot of the vibration, the noise, and the heat into the cab. And by separating that, we've separated about 9.5 inches, we've separated them. That really cuts down on the noise and vibration. Just that little distance really makes this cab a lot quieter.
Yeah, we can see that, the distance here. I want to almost put my hand out there, but the window's there. But that definitely makes sense, because I had someone say that you basically have a fire there and you're putting a greenhouse with all these windows on top of it.
Yeah.
So it's a really good way to design it.
But then it also, I mean, it gets its name for Protect You, protects the operator from all that stuff from the engine and vibration and everything. But what it also does is it gives us another side of the engine that really we haven't, you know, been able to access before in traditional designs. And with that, we've decided to use this extra side now for our air intake for the engine. So all the cooling still comes in the front and then gets diverted out the sides around the cab posts, but we can pull in clean air back here because of that. So the fan's not sucking in all the debris, this corn stalk husks and everything aren't getting sucked in to where the air for the engine going in. So you're going to get a cleaner burn, your service life of your filters should be improved, and then also your longevity of your engine will ultimately be affected positively there as well.
And I also just noticed for the creature comforts of the cab, you have leather appointments over there.
Yep.
It just has a lot nicer feeling to it than some of the past tractors, which were good tractors, but when you're spending 10-14 hours a day in a machine, it's nice to just have a good feel. It feels a lot like a pickup truck in here.
Right, that's exactly right. Guys are in here all day long. They want to be comfortable. They buy upgraded pickup trucks for a reason, and they want to buy an upgraded tractor, and that's exactly what Massey Ferguson has done here with the 8S.
Again, we've got all the instrumentation off the dash now, so it's got the air conditioning vents. It feels very cool in here. It's been a hot day out at the Farm Progress show. Yeah. And again, I like the visibility of all the screens over there. It's not cluttered and easy visibility all in one spot. And you also have speakers up here, and the XM radio is available.
Yep, that's correct.
So one of the displays that you have here at the show is a pulling sled. That's not something we usually see with the tractor manufacturer. That's more of a Saturday evening at the fair.
Yeah.
But what are the plans for the pulling sled to show with the 8S series tractor?
Yeah, so what our idea behind the pulling sled is this tractor here with the dual clutch technology is when we are shifting between gears in auto drive mode, you can't even tell the tractor's shifting. It shifts so smooth. And one of the advantages of that also is the first is that you're not feeling that jolt in the cab. I mean, that's the first thing the operator's going to notice. The other thing is there's no torque interruption when you're pulling that implement through the field. You're not going to, you're not going to have that torque interruption. You're going to be easier on your drivetrain, and again on the operator, not feeling those jolts constantly.
Well, that's an important part of it, because
yes,
there are a lot of places to find jolts during the day in the field. It's nice that it's got the rear view camera.
Yeah, we do have on our deluxe edition, we do have a backup camera. It's angled down mostly for hooking up visibility, help you with that. And then you can add up to 4 cameras on this tractor for behind your big baler, or maybe on your grain cart or something like that.
Do you have a front camera as well?
You can add one, not molded into the grill, but you can add one on your triple mower if you'd like. One thing you might notice as we back up here to the sled is this window is tinted. That is standard. Again, one of the things we heard from the customers was cab comfort and visibility and all that. One thing it does during the hot day is it cuts down on the glare coming into the cab, and then keeps it cool, keeps your eyes comfortable. But then it helps with some of the visibility when you're pulling anything like shiny, like a stainless tank or anything. That it really keeps that heat from reflecting back in the cab, and that, like I said, that glare bouncing off that shiny steel tank, they're kind of blinding you. So.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Well, let's take a look at the hitch area. So we've got our PTO, got a good hitch, 3-point. And I know one of the things that I noticed early on, AGCO was one of the early developers of having all of your controls too, also right there on the fender, so you can adjust things.
So those will be standard, your 3-point up and down, and your PTO. And if you want to do your hydraulic remotes like here on both sides, you can add that on as well. That'll be standard on the deluxe version, but on the classic version, if you get the electronic remote package, that'll come along.
Very good.
Another unique feature we have with this tractor is we have we call it our Eco hydraulic pump. Basically, that's our high capacity pump, 59 gallons per minute. We can achieve that at 1650 RPM versus full wide open. And so what that allows you to do, if you run an implement that needs all that flow, you don't have to run wide open, saving fuel and also noise in the cab. It helps with fatigue and, again, fuel consumption.
Makes a big difference. Very impressive.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for the tour of the tractor,
Yeah.
and I'm really looking forward to seeing this out in the field next year and get a new experience of doing some tillage or some haying.
Absolutely, let's do it. Let's plan on it.
Sounds good. Well, thank you. And if people want to learn more about the 8S series from Massey Ferguson, what's the best place to learn about more details?
Yeah, it would be our website, masseyferguson.us, or just follow us on social media. We're always posting stuff and videos and everything. We'll be out there.
Sounds good.
Yeah.